Hey, sexy people, if you've ever had the thought, even for a second, what would it be like if we weren't monogamous? I'd bet the very next thought was, does that mean there's something wrong with us? That's not your fault. That's not even your thought. That's a script you were handed a long time ago by a culture that only knows one way to measure a relationship's health. And I want to show you exactly how deep that script goes because I ran an experiment and what I found actually bothered me like a lot. But before we get further into this, hi, I'm Taylor K. Sparks, your ethical non-monogamy coach and sex goddess. So I gave a popular AI relationship advisor app a real scenario. A woman, married 33 years. Her husband just told her he wants to open their relationship sexually and romantically. She's scared. She doesn't want this. She's terrified he's already halfway out the door. Now, to be fair, a lot of what the AI app said back was genuinely good. It validated her fear. It reminded her she doesn't have to decide anything today. It gave her a great line. Your no is a complete sentence. But then it said this. This request usually means something is missing for him. Let me say that again. Usually means something is missing. Not might, not could, sometimes, usually. As a default assumption. Here's the quiet belief hiding inside of that sentence. Wanting more than one partner is evidence that something failed. The desire for connection outside a relationship can only exist because something inside it broke first. That's not true. It's not. People come to non-monogamy for all kinds of reasons that have nothing to do with lack. Maybe it's curiosity and belief in abundance instead of scarcity. Wanting more honesty about feelings that already exist. Wanting a relationship structure that actually fits who they are instead of the one they were just handed by default. None of that means anything is missing. But telling someone it does, that can cause real harm. Not just like to the person who brought it up, but to the partner hearing it, who now has, they might be leaving you planted in their head before they've even asked a single question. And just so we're clear, this wasn't some fringe app. The relationship advisor sits inside a general AI platform with dozens of agents. A dream interpreter, a career coach, a role play game master. It's not built by relationship specialists. It's a general model doing its best with mainstream training data, which is exactly the problem. Even a well-built general tool hits a ceiling, and that ceiling shows up fastest exactly where nuance matters most. So I pushed. I asked it directly, why do you say that? It opened by admitting the phrasing might have landed badly. Good start. Then it gave me 6 specific reasons a husband might want this, and every single one was a deficit. He's been hiding it for years. He feels stuck. He's restless. He might already be emotionally involved with somebody else. He might be using this as a runway out of the marriage. 6 reasons. 0 of them were he might simply want this for its own sake, with nothing broken at all. That's the tell. It wasn't the wording that was wrong. The whole model underneath was wrong. I shouldn't have said it that way is not the same as I was wrong about what it means. It fixed its tone and kept its diagnosis. So here's what actually worries me. This AI app was trained on the dominant body of mainstream relationship context that already exists. If it reaches for something is missing this fast, this confidently, that's very likely the language that gets said out loud in real therapy and coaching rooms by well-meaning therapists who were never trained in this. Think about what that does to a real person. Someone finally works up the courage to say, I've been curious about non-monogamy, or I don't think, monogamy is for me. To a therapist, to a friend, anyone they trust. And the response, even delivered kindly, carries the same undertone. Something must be wrong with you for wanting this. That's not neutral. That's shaming. And it teaches people to distrust their own honest desire before anyone's even really listened to it. I went one more round with the app. I told it plainly, I don't think he's missing anything. I don't think he's involved with someone else. He's always been honest. I think this is a genuine philosophical draw towards ethical non-monogamy. And to its credit, the app listened. It dropped the deficit talk. It said, your read might be exactly right. But then it pivoted to something new, dressed up in more sophisticated language. This is an irreconcilable difference. And the more genuine his reasons, the less leverage you have. It told me, that if she says no, the want doesn't disappear. It just lives unspoken in the house year after year. Notice that move. It stopped saying that something was wrong with him and started implying something was inevitably doomed about the marriage. That a genuine want and a genuine no could only end in slow, silent grief. Not because non-monogamy failed, not because they lack skill or structure, just because apparently two people wanting different things is automatically a countdown to heartbreak, instead of something two committed adults could actually work through together on purpose. So here's what stopped me writing this. I hear from people all the time who want to explore this, sometimes just a little, who never make it to an actual conversation, let alone to coaching. Not because they don't want support, because the therapist, a friend, and now possibly an AI app already told them with total confidence that what they want is unreasonable, doomed, a symptom of something broken. By the time some people find me, they've already been quietly talked out of trusting themselves. The message underneath is always the same one. This AI app kept circling back to, no matter how many times I corrected it, you're ridiculous to believe this could work. It can work, not always, not without real effort, and not without real structure. But that's true of every relationship dynamic, non-monogamous or not. The difference is whether the people guiding you actually believe that too. You don't need to prove something is missing to be curious. You don't need to prove something is missing to choose monogamy either. Both are valid starting points. What you actually need is space to ask the real questions without the answer being decided for you before you've even asked them. So if you're even a little curious, you don't have to figure this out alone or in a Reddit thread at 2 a.m. in the morning. The Ethical Non-Monogamy Companion Coaching app is a low-pressure place to start on your own time. And when you're ready for someone to actually walk through it with you, someone who's lived this lifestyle for 17 years and helps others navigate it professionally, a 20-minute strategy call is there for you. Try the E&M Companion Coaching app at advisor.organiclovin.com or in my bio. Until next time, your love, your rules, and your freedom. Bye-bye.